Hello everyone, welcome to my class. Myself Janisha from Sciences of Composite PU College, Vijaypur. Today I am going to deal with a new concept, that is educational achievements in India. In the previous episode, we just came to know about some of the important committee and which what stress the importance of education and what are some changes have been takes place in the education. So those things we learn in the last episode. So today we'll just observe what is the educational achievement in India, whether we succeeded in the sector of education. We'll see here. Generally, educational achievements in a country are indicated in terms of adult literacy level, primary education completion rate and youth literacy rate. So this is what the educational achievement. So educational achievement can be indicated, that is by adult literacy rate, primary education completion and youth literacy rate. And also, as you know that the government should provide free and compulsory education for all the children up to the age of 14 years within 10 years from the commencement of the constitution. Then let me see what are the major achievements in the education sector in India. First one, gender equity, better than before. See, the differences in literacy rates between males and females are narrowing, signifying a positive development in gender equity. Right? Presently what happened here? Male and female literacy rate. It is what discrimination will be removed. So gender equity will be maintained. Still, the need to promote education for women in India is imminent for various reasons, such as improving economic independence and social status of women, and also because women education makes a favorable impact on fertility rate and health care of women and children. So then why did women education is essential? So why the women need to get the education? Because so women education in India, so which will helps to improve the economic independence, economically independent, and also which maintains social status of women. And also women education makes a favorable impact on fertility rate, means she should take care of herself and children's, along with health care of women and children. So this is what the major target of women education. And second one, higher education but a few takers. The Indian education pyramid is steep, means which indicating lesser and lesser number of people reaching the higher education level. So this is one of the drawback, we can say that. So Indian education, that shape will be pyramid, means a steep position, because compulsory education means elementary education, that should be what the number of people they can get. But what about the higher education? Higher education, that should be fewers, only few takers. So which indicating lesser and lesser number of people reaching the higher education level. So this is one of the drawback in our education sector. In 1950, when the Constitution of India was passed by the Constituent Assembly, it was noted in the directive principles of the Constitution that the government should provide free and compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14 years, and that is within 10 years from the commencement of the Constitution. So our Constitution of India, which states that compulsory free education, that is up to the age of 14 years. And so this is what contribution to the elementary education. As per NSSO data, in the year 2011-12, the rate of unemployment among youth males who studied graduation and above in the rural areas was only 19%. So here 2011-12 census which says that unemployment rate, that is unemployment among the youth males who studied graduation and above the rural areas, that is 19%, and their urban counterparts had relatively less level of unemployment, that is at 16%. The situation is yet to improve as indicated by the Periodic Labour Force Survey 2017-18. Therefore, the government should increase allocation for higher education and which also improve the standard of higher education institutions, and so that students are imparted employable skills in such institutions. That means, so government should increase the allocation of higher education. If the government should increase the allocation of higher education, and it will improve the standard of higher education institutions so that students can impart the employable skills in such institution. In this way we can achieve education sector in India, and also we can try to control the unemployment ratio. Okay students, now we'll conclude this chapter. The economic and social benefits of human capital formation and human development are well known. So, the union and state governments in India have been earmarking substantial financial outlays for development of education and health sector. That means, for the development of education and health sectors, the government has to take several measures, and it will reach in a somewhat way. Okay students, so this is your human capital formation.